Tzu Chi volunteers in Germany went to the flood-stricken areas to conduct disaster survey, planning to launch disaster relief and rebuild their homes. Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers gathered to arrange anti-epidemic supplies from all over the world, getting them ready to be distributed to those in need. 歡迎收睇DaAi Headlines， 我係 Ruby， 我哋一齊睇下今日嘅內容。A deadly flood happened in Germany recently, devastating many originally beautiful and bustling urban areas. Tzu Chi volunteers went to the disaster areas to conduct disaster survey, planning to host relief distribution and help locals to rebuild their homes.
Even higher.
It's hard to imagine how high the flood was. The entire community is eager to rebuild.
Von den Fundamenten können die Häuser hier wohl tatsächlich alle stehen bleiben. Wir haben ja hier auch nicht die alten Fachwerkhäuser wie in Bad Münstereifel, wo sich das Holz noch extra vollsaugt. Von daher können die Häuser hier weniger alle retten.
The Tzu Chi disaster survey team came to the worst hit Casino area in North Rhine-Westphalia. There are 11 cities and towns that have been seriously damaged. Half of the campus of a kindergarten, which opened in April, is unavailable to use. Volunteers delivered masks to help prevent the pandemic after school starts.
Fortunately, the other half of the kindergarten was not damaged, so we arranged for the children to take classes there. But there are still some students who need to go to other places to take classes.
The single mother is also in a difficult situation. When the flood came, she and her children fled to the second floor, but they couldn't sleep well. Tzu Chi sent a relief fund, helping to relieve her burden in time.
Last night, I finally went to the hotel to sleep for a good night. After the flood, I slept upstairs and kept cleaning up. I really couldn't make it anymore.
The historical city of Masterfield has lost the beauty of the past, and everything needs to be done. The floodwaters destroyed the bustling city, leaving behind broken shops and muddy streets. Large heavy machines and cleaners shuttled the streets to clean up.
When here say they tested the static and say it's okay, it doesn't need to be torn down. And if there are...
The Tzu Chi disaster survey team came to Noel Avila district, where the number of the casualties was largest. The river washed by the flood have returned to calm, but the beautiful scenery of the past is not there anymore.
Because the river was surging, even the land bridge was broken, and the stones that washed down were huge.
During a 3-day disaster investigation trip, the volunteers made their last stop to the Lapsfield Harris area in Sinuk. The flood of water poured into the house in the middle of the night. It's hard to imagine how they can escape in the dark.
Nearly the whole town of Sinjing was damaged. The residents now live in different families and hope to find a place to live as soon as possible so that everyone can get together again.
After learning the situation in the disaster area, Tzu Chi also plans to launch food and supplies distribution in the disaster area to help them to rebuild their homes.
When Tzu Chi carried the second aid distribution for disadvantaged families in Hengchun, Pingtung, it happened to rain heavily. Volunteers immediately borrowed trucks with cover to transport the supplies and invited students of a junior high to help out. They also went to care for disadvantaged families, moving a hardworking mother into tears. It was raining heavily when Tzu Chi volunteers set off. Once they arrived in Hengchun, Pingtung, the rain stopped temporarily. So they invited young volunteers to move the supplies together.
I have told my class that there is such an activity which needs volunteers, so Student Ye has invited all the students here to help out.
Although it's tired, it's worth it.
It feels good to come back to my elementary school to give.
The young volunteers diligently moved the supplies, which were then loaded onto the truck. This was the second aid distribution in Hengchun for disadvantaged families. In the face of the rain, the volunteers hurriedly changed to using the truck with canopy.
We have rearranged all the trucks with a canopy, so when families in need receive the supplies, they are still as good as before.
Upon receiving the supplies, these disadvantaged families immediately cook the pack of rice. And for this family that runs a restaurant, they often spend a lot of time helping volunteers prepare vegetarian food.
We must cook vegetarian food. We don't make meat dishes because this way we can at least express our gratitude for you.
Behind the tears is a heart eager to give back. The family often relied on the volunteers' assistance, and they also seized the opportunity to help others.
When the disadvantaged kids come here to eat, I feed them as much as I can. This is the only way we can give back to society.
Amidst the suffering, they can better understand the plight of disadvantaged students. This ripple of love will continue to go on. Single mothers are especially in need of help from society. Tzu Chi volunteers in Hengchun district have been helping a single mother who raises 2 children alone, providing them with continuous care and a laptop for her son to pursue college study.
所以你是每天都要到人家家里打扫？对。大概要做多久啊？4个小时。每天。
下午都去大门那边住1个小时。
From Monday to Saturday, Ms. Huang had to do cleaning work. As she has done this for 10 years, she earns 30,000 NTD per month, and this goes to the family's monthly expenses. Using computer software to practice drawing characters, the son in the family is a freshman in multimedia, as he has used the computer since middle school.
Because I study multimedia, I will have to use a laptop in school.
I'm moved. If I had to buy a laptop for my son, it would cost around 30 to 40,000 NT dollars. I am glad I didn't make the purchase.
还好我还没买，师姐到4次帮我，他很支持我。
啊，你就记忆就这样子了，当然一定要支持你啊！
太感谢，
没有你自己也很坚强。
我真的很孤单，真的有他，他都一直都是问我好不好这样子。
Being a single parent for 8 years, Ms. Huang faced tremendous life pressure, dealing with rent and issues in life.
突然之间就是有一个角色。
She suddenly says that Tzu Chi is your home. I am your home. When she said that, the power moved me and I felt emotionally moved. They have helped me a lot. Therefore, I must contribute more in order to safeguard my family. I'm very thankful.
Part of the scholarship comes from your monthly donations. Therefore, your effort is part of the funding.
开心吗？
当然开心啊。
Love for different groups has supported this family as they move on with more courage and hope.
Tzu Chi volunteers also provided laptops for another single family in Zhongshan district. The mother, who is fragile and not suitable for vaccination, has been staying at home to avoid the pandemic. This caused her to feel negative about her life. Tzu Chi volunteers went there to care for her, encouraged her to stay positive through it all.
来，葡萄，还有你们最爱的玉米。
The twins have already prepared what they wanted to say to the volunteers during this visit.
In the pandemic, our mom has been very down and out. But with Tzu Chi's encouragement, our mom has hope in her heart again.
让妈妈有了希望的存在。电话结束之后，我问妈妈：“妈妈，你刚刚在跟师姑说什么？”
When the phone call ended, I asked my mom, what did you talk about? She surprisingly said that Tzu Chi Auntie was able to procure 2 laptops for our family. My brother and I were very excited. The computers mean the world to us. It's like Santa giving us a big early Christmas present. The computers will be very useful for our classwork.
电脑对我们来说，就像是圣诞老人送来的一份大礼。电脑对我们的国中生活来说，有极大的作用。我希望我可以用电脑来。
I hope I can use the computer to learn more. Thanks to Tzu Chi aunts and other kind-hearted people for their support. Since my mom is having health problems, I wish she can recover from it and live happily each day. My mom has had a difficult year. I want to have the ability to change our life around. Also, I wish everyone to be healthy and happy.
的能力，祝福大家健康快乐。
他们长大了，很高兴，又懂事，然后。
We continue to encourage her to think of the positive side and forget about the negative. We remind her that if the kids are taken care of and give them a future, then her world is filled with hope again.
The family of 3 may have lost hope before, but with Tzu Chi's love and support in their life, they are ready to face any challenge that may come.
In the United States, Tzu Chi's Chicago chapter provides scholarship to impoverished students. Because of the pandemic, the scholarship award ceremony was held outdoor for the first time. Let's join them there.
Tzu Chi Chicago chapter held an outdoor scholarship award ceremony for the first time. The encouragement of this love is a blessing for over the world.
This is a $1,500 scholarship, carry a lot of love, blessing, and from all the volunteers over the whole world, even with our master Zheng Yin too. So
the winners have passed the online interview. They pursue academic success and participate in charity activities.
Being selected as this Tzu Chi scholarship recipient attaches my name to a really great foundation and organization that focuses on selflessness and hope, and it's something that I can be really prideful about.
Many other individuals or organizations were forced to shut down during the pandemic, but Tzu Chi Foundation kind of did the opposite and helped even more organizations.
Each participant has a gift with mask, hand sanitizer, and Jingsi aphorism. Tzu Chi wants to protect their health and give them support in the future.
As the pandemic situation in Malaysia elevated, a lot of overseas materials arrived in the country. A Tzu Chi volunteer provided warehouse space in order to store all the COVID prevention space supplies.
现在马来西亚疫情是越来越严峻啊，那商人也很关心我们马来西亚的情况啊，所以已经安排了这一批的N90和其他的防疫物资呢，来到我们分会这里。那我们今天就是志工来这里有整理，然后每一个箱子都会贴上这个有Tzu Chi logo 的贴纸，再把它送出去给医院。
Today we arranged 10 volunteers to put Tzu Chi stickers onto supplies. Because we must follow COVID prevention, SOP, we cannot have too many volunteers here. If people need protective clothing or face shields or any other COVID prevention supply, we will put those here and send it out if needed.
Supplies from overseas pile up in this warehouse, and after organizing, these supplies will be sent out. In the future, the warehouse will also store emergency rescue supplies.
I'm thankful that a volunteer provided a factory storage space. This is now our storage for supplies. And during this weekend, we will organize supplies here. The sticker here, besides having the Tzu Chi logo, it also has a Jingsi aphorism translated into Malay. There's also a QR code that takes people to Tzu Chi's online donation website. These stickers actually are part of our sincerity and respect. We will organize the supplies before sending it out.
As love gathered from all over the world, volunteers are ready to respond to emergencies and initiate rescues.
In order to treat more COVID patients, in the parking lot of a military hospital in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, was transformed into a triage area. Tzu Chi rushed to help this hospital, donating medical equipment and anti-pandemic supplies to support frontline personnel.
Boxes of medical equipment are prepared for the hospital Angkatan Tentera, Tuanku, Mizan, and Kuala Lumpur, which is responsible for receiving critically ill patients.
Today is our second delivery. So today we deliver 10 wheelchairs, 20 oxygen concentrator, and 50 numbers of over big counter.
Then you can put portable, friendly user, this one. Portable, or even your car park.
Operasi COVID ini akan mengambil masa.
The anti-pandemic action will take at least 2 to 3 months. This is a long-term action, so this assistance is very much needed.
Masih amat diperlukan lagi lah.
Due to the pandemic, medical supplies are in short supply. Tzu Chi has integrated strengths from all walks of life to alleviate the medical care shortage.
We'll continue to help out. We'll see which aspect we can donate. We'll try our best to help because we could do things together.
We will continue to do good things. Let's do it together.
In addition to medical equipment, personal protection is equally important. Tzu Chi also donated anti-pandemic supplies to help frontline personnel fight the epidemic with peace of mind.
Facing 5,000, okay. Boot cover 5,000, okay. And then head cover 5,000.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome. Yeah.
Based on our patients, currently 150 patients, we will expand the numbers of bed another 50 by this week. So by receiving all the PPEs is totally really helpful.
Providing timely support is the most suitable and useful support for frontline medical personnel.
The Indonesian government implemented emergency movement control orders on Java and Bali. Many residents were unable to go to work and earn a living. Bandan Tzu volunteers distributed 5 kilograms of rice and masks, providing timely assistance to families in need.
5 kilograms of rice are delivered to homes as local resident May weeps upon receiving this gift.
Now I rely on my children and relatives to provide me with 3 meals a day.
Since July, the government has implemented movement control orders. Not only May, but also many other family sources of income have been interrupted.
My income has dropped sharply. Because of the government's movement control measures, I can't sell goods anywhere.
Volunteers sent more than 16,000 packages of supplies, including rice, to alleviate urgent need.
I hope this distribution will continue to be held because there are many residents in this area affected by the pandemic.
I hope that these materials can meet their basic needs in time over the next few days because they don't have any income.
In times of trouble, extending a helping hand shows that where there is love, there is hope.
Nowadays, 95% of the Pingtung coastline has disappeared owing to urban development. To meet the government's goal of a nuclear-free homeland in 2025, Thai Power is looking to build a 4th naturally powered gas plant in the Hengchun region. This will not only greatly damage its natural beautiful scenery, but also bring deep irreversible impact to the marine ecosystem nearby.
In the past, those living in Keelung would always have their dates at the ocean.
Look, this is where my parents went on their dates. This is my dad who's swimming in the ocean. This is Keelung Island, and this is the ocean side at Hengchun. In the past, those who live near this area would go there to play in the water or have their dates there.
Every home in Keelung has a similar album like this, full of memories of the ocean.
Before the intertidal zone was wider, so we had to walk a bit further out to reach the ocean water.
In the past, kids living in Keelung could take an old tire to float around in the ocean. Chen Wei also goes by the nickname of Ocean, as it's been difficult for her to see the Keelung coastline continue to change.
I think it was when I was in elementary school, it might be around the 80s or 90s, when the oil refinery expanded, so then the parts of intertidal zone were broken. I married my husband in 1988 and moved to Keelung because I'm an elementary school teacher and would take the students to the beach a lot. There used to be an octopus pool over there, but it's abandoned now. This road used to be very narrow and there weren't any wave breakers there. The kids love walking from here to the pool, so I have very fond and deep memories of this place.
In the year 2020, Keelung's Zhongshan district was named Taiwan's traditional small town you must visit for its beautiful coastline scenery, which is the longest coastline in Taiwan, but also the beach trails of Waimushan's Lover's Lake and the beach.
When I was younger, we had 3 months of summer, and I'd come here nearly every day.
山海岛屿，你看基隆屿多漂亮！但是呢，一往左边看，消波块。对啊，很可惜，那个渔港几乎没有在用，因为
When the harbor was finished, due to the jetty effect, which prevented sand from carrying through, the sand was decreased. Now, if you walk further up to the octopus pool, you'll see a walkway that connects to the Wendy area that can connect to where you guys walked last time.
对，那个是以前的海边山路小径。
这是标准的海岸古道。
Looking at the Keelung coastline from out in the ocean, one can see it is filled with development.
The entire Keelung coastline has been developed up to 95%, and only a mere 5% is left in its natural state. If you took a look at the campus of the National Taiwan Ocean University, you can see some of the land is reclaimed, so it's worth looking back at 20 or 30 years later to see how this reclaimed land affects the ocean or land surrounding it.
In 1979, Xiehe Power Plant began operations in Keelung City's Zhongshan district. It is the only oil-fired power plant in the country, and in the past 40 years or so, the residents here have lived with it in their lives.
I think in the early days we received $600 per person as subsidy, and it later decreased to $300 per person. But every time I air on my blankets, I get them back at the end of the day with the little black specks of charcoal dust on them. I guess that's what we're getting subsidized for.
To reach the government's goal of a nuclear-free homeland in 2025, Taiwan Power is looking to build a 4th natural gas power generator by reclaiming 18.6 hectares of land in the Waimushan area.
填海造陆的代志，恁敢有赞成？
钱的问题啊，太无赞成。钱的你补助有够就赞成啊，你啊。
We hope in the process of reclaiming land, they can minimize the impact to the ocean ecosystem, and our environment will be best, as once the land has been reclaimed, your environment can never go back to how it was before.
An irreversible coastline, irreversible childhood memory. How much longer can Keelung hold on to its beautiful sandy beach? Only time can tell.
Tzu Chi volunteers in California hosted distribution of backpacks and stationery for disadvantaged students in the community. Each person also received a cash card valued $50 to purchase personal necessities. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.